Welcome to SmartScope-hub. Today I am here to give my 2 words on AI. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is no longer the stuff of science fiction. It's here, it's real, and it's changing our world faster than we can say algorithm. From self-driving cars to personalized medicine, AI is rapidly transforming industries and reshaping our daily lives. It's like having a million little robots working behind the scenes, crunching data and making decisions at lightning speed. Remember the last time you asked Siri a question or got a personalized recommendation on Netflix? That's AI in action, folks. These systems are designed to learn from our data and improve over time, becoming more sophisticated and capable with each passing day. But as with any powerful technology, AI comes with its own set of risks and challenges. That's why lawmakers in Washington are finally starting to pay attention, holding hearings and debating how to regulate this rapidly evolving field. Because if we don't set some ground rules now, we could be in for a wild ride. Imagine a world where algorithms make life-altering decisions about our jobs, our healthcare, even our relationships. Sounds like an episode of Black Mirror, right? Well, it's closer than you think. The halls of Congress are buzzing with talk of AI, and for once, it's not just about robots taking over the world, though that's definitely on the agenda. Lawmakers from both sides of the aisle are finally realizing that AI is not some distant threat, but a present-day reality that demands their attention. Recent congressional hearings on AI regulation have been, dare we say, surprisingly lively. Tech CEOs, civil society groups, and even the occasional philosopher have been called to testify, each offering their own perspective on this complex issue. It's like a tech conference collided with a courtroom drama. And honestly, we can't get enough of it. One of the biggest concerns is how to regulate AI without stifling innovation. After all, the US is in a global race for AI dominance, particularly with China, and nobody wants to fall behind. It's a delicate balancing act, trying to foster innovation while also protecting citizens from potential harms. And then there's the question of data privacy. AI systems are voracious consumers of data, gobbling up everything from our online browsing habits to our medical records. How do we ensure that this data is used responsibly and ethically? It's a question that has yet to be fully answered, but one thing's for sure, the debate is just getting started. In the Wild West of AI development, the US government has attempted to bring some law and order to the digital frontier with the AI Bill of Rights. This blueprint for an ethical AI future outlines 5 core principles designed to protect Americans from algorithmic harms. First up, we have safe and effective systems. This principle emphasizes the need for AI systems to be thoroughly tested and vetted before they're unleashed on the public. Think of it like a safety inspection for algorithms, making sure they're not going to go haywire and cause unintended consequences. Next, we have algorithmic discrimination protections, which aims to prevent AI systems from perpetuating existing biases based on factors like race, gender, or religion. We've all heard those horror stories about AI-powered hiring tools that discriminate against women or facial recognition software that misidentifies people of color. This principle seeks to address those issues head-on. Data privacy is another key pillar of the AI Bill of Rights, recognizing the importance of protecting our personal information from misuse and exploitation. It's like a digital privacy fence, ensuring that our data isn't being collected, shared, or used without our knowledge or consent. Notice and Explanation seeks to demystify the often opaque world of AI algorithms. It calls for transparency in how these systems work and how decisions are made, empowering individuals to understand and challenge outcomes that affect their lives. No more black box algorithms making life-altering decisions without explanation. Finally, the human alternatives, consideration of alternatives, and fallback principle reminds us that AI should not be seen as a replacement for human judgment and oversight. It emphasizes the need for human intervention when things go wrong or when ethical considerations arise. Because let's face it, even the most sophisticated AI can't replicate the nuance and empathy of human decision-making. One of the biggest fears surrounding AI is its potential to automate jobs and displace workers. And let's be honest, folks, those fears aren't entirely unfounded. From factory floors to customer service centers, AI-powered systems are already changing the nature of work and displacing certain job categories. It's like the Industrial Revolution all over again. But instead of steam engines and cotton gins, we have algorithms and robots. And while some argue that AI will create more jobs than it destroys, many workers are understandably anxious about their future prospects in this brave new world of automation. Truck drivers, for example, are facing an uncertain future as self-driving trucks inch closer to reality. And factory workers who have already seen their jobs shipped overseas are now facing the prospect of being replaced by robots that can work faster, cheaper, and without bathroom breaks. But it's not just blue-collar jobs that are at risk. AI is also making inroads into white-collar professions, automating tasks like data analysis, legal research, and even financial trading. So if you thought your cushy office job was safe from the robot revolution, think again. Bias in the code. When AI perpetuates human prejudices. Here's a sobering thought. AI systems are only as good as the data they're trained on. And since that data is often riddled with human biases, guess what? The AI systems inherit those biases, sometimes with disastrous consequences. It's like teaching a robot to be racist or sexist, except it's not intentional. It's just a reflection of the flawed data it's been fed. And this bias can manifest in all sorts of insidious ways, from discriminatory hiring practices to racially biased sentencing algorithms in the criminal justice system. For example, facial recognition software, which is increasingly being used by law enforcement agencies, has been shown to be less accurate at identifying people of color, particularly women of color. This can lead to wrongful arrests, false accusations, and a further erosion of trust between communities and law enforcement. And then there's the issue of algorithmic bias in the financial sector. AI-powered lending algorithms, for instance, have been found to discriminate against borrowers from certain zip codes or ethnic backgrounds, perpetuating existing inequalities and limiting access to credit. The takeaway here is that AI is not some neutral arbiter of truth and justice. It's a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or evil. The challenge is to ensure that AI systems are developed and deployed in a way that mitigates bias and promotes fairness and equity. Privacy under siege. AI and the erosion of our data. Remember privacy? That quaint notion that we used to cherish back when our lives weren't constantly being tracked, analyzed, and monetized by tech giants? Well, in the age of AI, privacy is facing an unprecedented assault. AI systems are data-hungry beasts, constantly gobbling up information about our online activities, our physical movements, our shopping habits, even our emotions. And this data is often collected, stored, and analyzed without our knowledge or consent. It's like being followed around by a creepy stalker who knows everything about you, except this stalker is an algorithm. Think about it. Every time you use a smartphone, browse the internet, or interact with a connected device, you're leaving a digital trail of breadcrumbs that AI systems can use to build a detailed profile of who you are, what you like, and how you behave. And this information can be used to target you with ads, manipulate your emotions, or even influence your behavior. Facial recognition technology, for example, is being used to track our movements in public spaces, often without our knowledge or consent. And social media companies are using AI to analyze our posts and interactions, building detailed psychological profiles that can be used to target us with personalized content and advertising. Musk sounds the alarm. A tech titan's warning. Even Elon Musk, the tech visionary who once dreamed of colonizing Mars, is sounding the alarm about the potential dangers of AI. He's called it the biggest existential threat facing humanity, comparing it to summoning a demon. Now, Musk isn't exactly known for his sunny disposition, but when a guy who builds rockets and electric cars starts warning us about the robots taking over, it might be time to pay attention. He's argued that AI could become so intelligent that it surpasses human control, leading to unintended consequences that could threaten our very existence. He's even gone so far as to call for proactive regulation of AI, arguing that we need to establish safeguards now before it's too late. And he's put his money where his mouth is, funding research into AI safety and ethics. Of course, not everyone shares Musk's apocalyptic vision of AI. Some argue that his fears are overblown, that AI is simply a tool, and that we can control its development and deployment. But even those who are more optimistic about AI's potential acknowledge the need for ethical guidelines and safeguards to prevent unintended consequences. Striking a balance: innovation versus regulation. The challenge for lawmakers is to strike a delicate balance between fostering innovation and protecting citizens from potential harms. It's a tightrope walk, trying to create an environment where AI can flourish without turning into a dystopian nightmare. On the one hand, over-regulation could stifle innovation, driving development overseas and hindering the US's competitiveness in the global AI race. Nobody wants to kill the goose that lays the golden algorithm, right? On the other hand, doing nothing is not an option. The potential risks of unfettered AI development are too great to ignore. We need to establish clear rules of the road for AI, guidelines that ensure these systems are developed and deployed in a way that benefits society as a whole. This includes addressing issues like bias, discrimination, privacy, and accountability. We need to make sure that AI systems are fair, transparent, and accountable, and that they're used in a way that respects our values and protects our fundamental rights. The time to act is now. Your voice matters in the AI debate. The future of AI is not predetermined. It's not some inevitable outcome that we're powerless to shape. The decisions we make today will determine the course of AI development and its impact on our lives for generations to come. That's why it's so important for everyone to engage in the debate about AI regulation. This isn't just a topic for tech experts and policymakers. It's an issue that affects all of us, and we all have a stake in shaping the future of this powerful technology. So what can you do? Educate yourself about the issues. Talk to your elected officials. Support organizations that are working to promote responsible AI development. And don't be afraid to speak up and share your concerns. The future of AI is not something to be feared. It's something to be shaped. And with thoughtful regulation and public engagement, we can harness the power of AI for good, creating a future where technology empowers us all.